Hey everyone, it's Alexis. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am coming to you today with something kind of special we came up with in the last few months that I wanted to share with you all today. So we know that the last few months have been a really kind of trying time for a lot of people, and we know that it hasn't been easy for everyone. And while we certainly have been trying to come to you with inspiration and just make you have something fun in your day and a bright spot, we also wanted to let you know that we care what's going on in your life. And so we have kind of come up with some dies that we are going to be releasing on our websites. And these dies will be giving back to charitable efforts that we saw that probably were needed right now. So for Sizzix.com, which is housed in the US, we've got these dies, which I'm just going to show you in a minute, that $10 from the dies are going to go, $10 from each purchase, I should say, not just $10, but $10 from each purchase will go to the organization Feeding America. And for Sizzix.co.uk, £6 or roughly €7 from each of the transactions will go to two different organizations, the Trussell Trust and Action Against Hunger, and they will be split equally amongst those two for within our European office and our European website. So I'm going to show you the dies. We noticed that in the last few months the rainbow has been something that has been kind of all over the place, and that's because it's a symbol of hope. And we definitely see in this time so much beauty coming out of this and so many amazing efforts coming out of it, and so we wanted to kind of pay homage to that. So we've come up with this really cute little rainbow die set, which I'll pull in a card so I can show you. And this little guy right here has the 5 tiers of the rainbow, a little face, some circles for cheeks, some raindrops, and a cloud. But at the same time, you can send a card and that's super cute, but we know that everyone needs a little bit of encouragement right now. So we are releasing a set of phrases, and these are really positive, inspirational phrases. I've got some of them cut out right here so you can see. So smile, thank you, better days ahead, sending love and hope, everything that you can send out to a family member, a loved one, friends, just kind of as a pick-me-up, or just to say, hey, I'm there with you, I've got you. All just really great things, and I'm actually looking forward to sending these out to a few of my friends and family personally. But I love rainbows, and I feel like rainbows are always kind of done in traditional colors, but one thing I wanted to show you before we started on the make I'm going to do today is all the different ways that you can actually do different color palettes with rainbows. So everything I'm about to show you, I've done with just our assorted cardstock colors, but I just want to show you the versatility of like what colors can do to make such creative different rainbow color schemes. So this one's more of a traditional color, but then I've also done some that are in our like more bold colors, and then some in a pastel range. You can see how widely different they are, but just how cute they could each be. You could also do more monochromatic or tonal kind of makes. So I've done like a blue-green one here and a pink-orangish one through here. You could also do no color theme in mind and just pick out colors that you like together, or someone's favorite colors, and send them their favorite color schemes. You could also do where it graduates from like darker colors to lighter colors. This one is actually our dark navy from our neutral cardstock, but I really liked the mixing bold and pastel as well. And then you could also do some like more warm tones, girly tones. You could change it out for guys, whatever really kind of works for whoever you're sending it to. And then you don't even have to do all 5. You could just do 2 or 3 of them, or 4 in this case. So that's just a few of the different options that you can do for different rainbow colors. I know I had a lot of fun putting all of these together personally. I love rainbows. They're my favorite thing on the planet. But as you can see, this is the card I'm going to be making today. So I wanted something big, in your face, because when I send cards to my friends, I want them to know how much I care, and there's nothing more than just really bright colors to do that. And then we've got a little sentiment inside that says better days ahead. You could turn this into a trifold card if you really wanted to write a nice long sentiment in it, and then you would just have this portion fold down, and then you could write inside as well. But I'm going to get started. So a couple things that you'll need are some circle framelits. That's what I did to get the window in the front of the card for this window card. So I just used the largest circle from that, which I've already pulled. You're also, because of the intricacy of some of these dies, those little eyes, and even just with ease of putting down the pieces, I've used a lot of adhesive sheets on the back just to make it easy to put it all together. Okay, so I've already prepped my card base, and you can see it's folded. I did a 6x6 card. You can do smaller size card. I just wanted to do something big so you could kind of see the potential of the die set itself. But what I've done is I've centered my largest circle framelit on the front, and I've held down that with some of our maker's tape. You just want to use like a low tack tape to hold it in place while you're cutting it. So I'm going to bring this over here real quick. Now I'm going to leave this higher portion of the card off the edge because I only really want to cut on the front part. And I really want to make sure this is lined up because it's 6 inches. So I'm just going to run that through real quick. Okay. And you'll see it's really low tack tape and how easily it'll peel off. And there you've got your little window frame that you can now build your sentiment and everything into. I would recommend keeping this portion because the circle is a perfect thing to put another rainbow on and then make this another piece of a card front. So always save those die cut pieces because they can be used on later makes. Okay, so the next thing I want to cut is part of my rainbow. Now I've already cut 4 of the layers because you've got to cut out each one individually. So you've got to run it through 5 times to get all 5 layers. And what I love about that is it gives me essentially 5 cards right there. You just change up the color layout and everything from each card set, which is kind of what I did when I made all the sample colors. Is I took what I had left over from what I had cut and I just used it on other cards. So I've pre-adhesive backed this because I know I just want to lay these pieces down. Okay. So you'll see kind of brings all these pieces out, and now that they've got adhesive on them, they'll be easier to lay down. So I actually did that on all these other pieces. They all have adhesive on the back of them. So when it comes time to put the card together, I'll just peel that off and be able to stick them down. So for now, I'm just gonna leave them in there because I've got a few other pieces I need to cut out first. So the next thing I want to cut is my clouds. Now 2 of them I've already done and put together. So I cut 2 of these clouds in the bluebell, and then 2 sets of cheeks in the primrose, and then the eyes and the mouth from the cobblestone cardstock. But I also wanted to give it a little bit of a fun flair, so I've cut 2 of the clouds from the Arctic Sky cardstock. And so what you're gonna do, and why I did that is I adhesive backed this so that I can pour the glitter directly onto that. So I'm just gonna cut 2 of these real quick. And I'm actually gonna cut them with the adhesive on top so that it cuts in the right direction for the way I want them to lay down. Okay, there's one, and we'll just cut the other real quick. And you want to make sure you get the adhesive sheet over the entire portion of the cloud. But if you don't, you can always add some liquid adhesive, and then that'll allow you to put the glitter on. Okay, so I've also pre-cut a bunch of the raindrops already, and I'm gonna cut 1 sentiment phrase. I think I'm gonna do the better days ahead like I did on the initial one. I just think that one's such a pretty, beautiful little message. And then I'm using our gold texture roll for this sentiment. I love any of our metallic opulent cardstocks or texture rolls. They just add such a really pretty flair to any card, even just the small little details. I even cut some of the raindrops out of the gold metallic. So I've got all my die cut pieces. Now it's time to assemble. Okay, so I'm gonna move these out of the way real quick. And I'm gonna move this in. So now I'm gonna add my glitter real quick to the top of my clouds. So you'll just peel back those release sheets. Might be helpful to have a pair of tweezers as you do this, just so that you can hold them in place if you don't like to get glitter all over your hands. You're still gonna get glitter on you, but it might limit the amount. And I'm gonna use some of the Arctic Sky glitter that we have, because that's the beauty of our color story, is that everything matches. So I'm using Arctic Sky cardstock and Arctic Sky glitter. And then I'm just gonna get the excess off real quick. Okay, put that off to the side. Grab the other one. This is a really fun, easy way to take your die cuts to another level. And because we cut them off with the adhesive sheet, the adhesive just automatically takes the glitter and you don't have to worry about letting it sit to dry. It's automatic. Whereas when you do liquid glue, you gotta let it sit for a little bit. So I'm just gonna get some of that off my hand. Otherwise, it's gonna be on there for my entire make. And the beauty of the funnel tray is how easily it cleans up a mess. Get all that back into my container, and none of it's wasted. Okay. So now we can truly put the card together. So the first thing I'm gonna do is lay out my rainbow, the way where I want it to be centered. And on my main card, I did a panel of blue, but on this one I just wanted to do white on white, so that's the difference you'll see between that card and this one. So I'm doing this upside down. I promise I'll flip it around once I get to a place where I won't have it flying everywhere. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay out my rainbow and my clouds that are going to sit inside the card. That way I know when they come into the front of the frame that they're evenly spaced. I'm just going to take these and just gently play them around for a minute. Okay, I want to move that down just a little bit. Okay, that seems good. Okay, so now I'm just going to flip this up. And now that I know where I want everything to go, I'm just going to kind of work it down layer by layer. So just peel back and pull off those adhesive backings. And then I'll just go down the rest of the way. If you guys have been doing rainbow makes, I would love to know some of the different things that you've been making with rainbows. If your kids been kind of like jumping in and doing projects with you guys. If so, what are the types of things that everyone is loving to be making at home right now to kind of keep you inspired? But maybe you're sending cards to friends, or maybe you're journaling. I would just love to know like what everyone's doing to stay creative right now and to kind of ease any worries or stresses they might have going on. I know that crafting sometimes is the perfect way to just settle your mind. So got those in place. Now for these little clouds, I'm going to do just a little bit of foam tape on the back to make them dimensional. See it just doesn't want to peel apart. There it is. Okay. And then I just put one little cloud at the corner of each, or not the corner, but the end of each rainbow. And you'll see lots of glitter is coming off. I didn't really burnish in the glitter as much as I normally would. Burnishing really helps get all that excess glitter into the adhesive, but that can take a bit of time sometimes. So I'm just working with getting these little pieces on there. go. Okay. So I've got my little rainbow together. Now I'm gonna add my sentiment on real quick onto the interior. What's nice about doing such small and intricate dies with an adhesive sheet is it makes them so much easier to adhere down instead of going in with little things of glitter, not glitter, but little things of liquid glue. Instead, it's just basically made them into one large sticker. And I'm just getting out the little pieces real quick. And then look at that. You've got this really cool, intricate sentiment, and in no time at all, I've got the interior of my card all put together. That's the beauty of adhesive sheets. So now we're just gonna add the little front pieces on. Like I said, I already did my little clouds with the faces on them. I love those little faces. They just make it all seem so sweet. So I like doubling my adhesive for the card fronts. It just adds an extra layer of dimension. And so I just roll the foam tape in and on itself. And one thing you'll do for the card front is you'll lay these where you want them, and then you'll only put the foam tape to one side. That way the foam tape doesn't stick to the card part below. I'm gonna use my It's funny, the minute you get on camera, these don't want to peel away because they have no problem doing for me when I'm off camera. So I'll put this little foam right there. Okay. I can see it, it just doesn't want to peel away. Here we go. And then I'll layer this one right here. So, and then I would just take some liquid adhesive and start putting my raindrops on where I wanted them to go. I'm not gonna sit and put liquid adhesive down and individually glue each of these down because I already did that on this card so you could kind of see what it looks like. But that's just a quick, simple make with our new charity dies. Like I said, we're going to be taking portions of the proceeds from each of these on the websites and donating them to charitable organizations. For the US, it's going to be Feeding America, and for the UK, Europe, it's going to be the Trussell Trust and the Action Against Hunger. We also want to see what you guys are making with these because Lord knows you are better at it than us. So if you want to, we would love to see you kind of pop these things on your social media accounts, tag us on Facebook, and use the hashtag #DonateToMake so that we can find you and we can share what you guys are using as creative inspiration to inspire others around the world. I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care of each other, and we hope to see you again.